All right, hello and welcome. Today is the day. Colonies on. Highlight draw for colonies. Let's go. Let's see how well implemented this expansion is. So this is our guaranteed colony card. We're almost always going to pick the, start of a DLC. We've got to pick the new company. So let's, lean into this one here. Eridor, all goods moving between moons and planets require a distributor. Let's be the middleman. Everyone loves the middleman. Eridor has all the connections and infrastructure set up for efficient trade routes throughout the solar system. So at the start, we get 40 MC, and our first action, even in a solo, should be to put out a colony, an additional colony of our choice into play, which is great, because in solo, the colonies are just slowly building up over time. We'll talk about them in a hot second, in case you haven't played with colonies before. And then our effect, $40 isn't a ton of starting money, but every time we play a new tag, including preludes, we get an income. So there's like 12 tags or something that we can do. At the start of the game, you draw 4 colonies in general. This is just a thing. And you get to put them into the game. So here, I don't know if I can come back to this screen. I must be able to, because my colony or my company is after this. But let's say for a second that I want Heat and Pluto. Pluto is a colony. Okay, I have to explain colonies a little bit right now. Colonies are set up in a way that have 3 slots for colonies and a bonus for trading with it. At the start of the game, there's a cube on the 3 slot, which means if you trade with this colony, you will get 3 heat. Every generation, this will increment up, so it could be 10 heat when you trade, if you just give it a couple generations to build up. The thing is, every time you do trade with it, it goes all the way back down to the lowest available slot. I'll talk about the cost of trading right now, but at the start of the game, you can trade with 1 planet if you can pay something. Whenever you play a colony, there's 3 slots here, you immediately get the benefit in that slot. So here, I play a colony and I get a heat production. Lovely. You can only ever put 1 colony on a colony location, in this case, Io. I can only put 1 square of my colony, because in a competitive game, a person could play the other slots, and it just makes it so other people can get on the colonies. Unless you have a card that specifically says you can double up or even triple up on a colony. What's the benefit of building a colony? If you build the colony, yes, you get that static increase, but the cube of your colony in the physical board game actually occupies the lowest slot. So whenever you trade with it, it gets reset to a higher number. If all 3 of these spots were taken, then you would get a minimum of 6 heat as the bottom slot, but in effect, it would go up at the start of the next generation, so you'd be getting 8 heat per generation. But even more importantly than limiting the amount of slots available for this tracker, you get 2 bonus heat for every colony. So in a hypothetical situation where we build 3 colonies on this planet and then let 1 generation go by, I would get the 8 heat from the trade bonus, and then 6 more heat for all 3 of my colonies, and next turn it would be back. Now to trade, the cost is $9. That's really expensive. But you can also trade with 3 titanium, which is worth $9, but importantly, makes your titanium useful even if you can't find a space card, so people love that. And then the best way to trade, the most efficient cost-wise, is with energy. 3 energy. So 3 energy, 3 titanium, or $9. So that's pretty cool. Pluto is a great colony because when you put a colony there, you get 2 cards, which can really help with your card situation if you're not getting any luck. And whenever you trade, you get to draw a card and lose a card for every colony. And then as this builds up, if it was at the maximum stacks, you could just get 4 cards off the top of the deck. So these, the trade bonus is cards off the top of the deck, and the colony bonus is drawing an extra card, but then having to throw one away, which is generally okay. Ganymede also comes with production, this time for plants. It's really hard to get plants. plant production in the early game, so being able to buy a colony here is interesting. And then it builds up and gives you plants. So if you trade up max stacks, you'll get 6 plants. And for every colony, you'll get an extra plant. And then here, Titan only gets put in play once there's a card that can collect floaters. When you trade with it, you'll get a floater count equal to the number that it is. All the floaters need to go on the same card. When you build a colony on these slots, you get a one-time bonus of 3. So I'm imagining this being our third pick over Ganymede, just because if I do get a floater synergy, which I will want for, Venus, presumably, this can be extremely helpful. So if I hit confirm, that's great. I think we also start with -1 income, so notable there. Here, again, we're playing Eridor, so we want to have as many tags as possible for extra income. So this would actually be like a 4 income card, self-sufficient settlement, because it's coming with 2 tags that we don't already have. Molehole would come with 1 extra tag. If I pick both, I'd have 2 building tags, and that wouldn't really help us any more than that. Ecology Experts is interesting because it does let us play a card that has a requirement. And that could even be for Methane from Titan, though I would argue that that would be a huge waste. So here we have a whole bunch of titanium. Look at that. We have a way of getting a microbe and a building tag here. So the building tag is going to be very easy. If we played pets, it would be our first earth and animal tag. So that's actually worth a 2 income for us. I doubt we're going to get those tags early considering the rest of our options. So that's really interesting. So it makes me want to go for the Ecology Experts on algae. We're going to have -2 income because colonies are in play. That's the penalty. So it's like money early is extra hard. But as Eridor, we should get good incomes. And then, yeah, so building tag. It's so hard to say no to that heat production. But I don't see us getting a city otherwise. We don't have anything for floaters, which hurts. With plant tags, nitrogen-rich asteroid looks incredibly strong. So maybe we try and play for that. We'll have 2 plant tags at the start of the game, 1 from algae, 1 from our prelude to play it. There's a world where like extreme cold fungus is cool, but I think we have to go pretty lean here. Maybe I take the Space Jovian just if I have cash sitting around, which I don't expect to happen, but if we do. And then here, what do we want? Steel or plants, or going for the ocean. I'd really like the city to be up here in general. So that gave us some income. Then we play algae. And then I can pick any colony to put into play. Trident is lovely. It comes with stuff. That is to say that it comes with titanium. Series can be nice if you're doing that kind of strategy. Microbes, pet animals. Luna is straight up income, so maybe that should be like just a baseline. If I really need energy, Callisto is an interesting place, especially if you get multiple fleets. And then Europa, not very strong in a competitive game, but actually these incomes I can imagine them being quite strong in a solo. So let's pick Europa. You build colonies to get oceans, but you can actually trade with it to get income. So there should be energy income for us to go and get really soon. So this is 1 money income, 1 steel, and 1 energy. Or I can grab pets for 2 money income and save a couple dollars. I could also trade. There's not a good trade on the first generation. So let's take the most value that we can get. For some reason, I wanted to pick pets there, but honestly, it's fine that we didn't. I'm going to get an ocean. We have a lot of plants coming in, so if we get any way of getting these oceans out early, that would be grand. This is an energy tag, so that comes with income for us. I don't want a multiplier. I can't get farming. Now, again, I could spend $9 to get an energy income right now. Because I can click the colonies board and see it. I actually like this implementation here. So it's saying 3. It costs 3 to trade, $9 or 3 titanium, 3 energy, and we get 4 heat, 2 cards, an energy production, or a floater. I don't know why this says trade 2. Oh, that's the trade slot. It's on slot number 2. It's not saying it costs 3. It's saying it costs 2. Okay. Also, instead of doing a standard project for oceans, you can buy colonies for 17, and doing that would get us a greenery right now. So let me show that off. I'm gonna do a standard project colony, and if I put it on Europa, as you can see here, it gets me a ocean. Confirm. Yes. That ocean will give me a plant bonus, which is enough for a greenery. And now, if I had enough money, I could trade with it, and I would get a bonus of $1 every time I trade with it. I also got an income, I think. No, I got an income from the TR that was the ocean. For the sake of getting one more income, I'll play an energy tag. Why did that give me 2? Oh, because I didn't have a space tag either. That was 2 income. Amazing. Eridor, I'm loving you right now for giving me income. Because otherwise, right, we start at -2, which is just so painful. So painful. Another Jovian multiplier. I mean, at this point, it feels rude not to take them. It's also a city. Atmo Collectors is something that uses floaters, which is nice. It starts with 2. And what's nice about it is we could use the floaters on it to get energy and then do trades. So I might do that right away. I don't have enough money to play it, but I actually do because I'm going to indenture my workforce to do so. It's tagless, which hurts. But then, boom, 3 energy. And then we're going to trade. Now, if I click this, it must know that I'm going to use energy because I don't have enough money or titanium. So, yeah, it just auto-selects. This is a great interface. So now I have 2 energy production. So hopefully I can get out of a point where I need to trade with Europa. Though, for the record, this cube, this yellow slot, is here now, right? Because it can't go further left because there's a colony. It will increment up to energy again next turn. So I can trade with it again for energy. And at that point, I have enough energy to trade, right? Because I'm at 3, which is a big break point, to trade on my own. While I'm doing that, this one is going to increment. And then, hey, look at that. I could go and trade and get floaters. And then I can power up my other card. Also, this guy is piling up. So we want to hit this in at least the next, 2 to 3 gens. I only have 1 fleet, so I can only trade with 1 location. I could spend $7 to get another energy right now. I don't think that's worth it. So let's pass. I don't know if the same breakpoints apply that did when we were playing this game before without the colonies expansion. So let me think about what that means. I do like rovers. I like decomposers. I like aerial mappers. It's expensive to grab all of them, but it's fine. I wish I had, because I have Ganymede colony, so I want the city, I want the Jovian tag. This is a Venus card. And I could use it to put floaters on my other thing. Because rather than grabbing energy, it's good to grab heat or even titanium. So let's grab energy again. And for the sake of argument, we're going to trade with Europa, get that energy income. We're not going to use $9. We're going to use the energy. I wish it defaulted to using the energy because it is so common a choice. And then what do we want? We have a lot of options. I wish I had a way to get that ocean. This is 2 income. This is an income and a floater. It looks like I can get both and my greenery. So maybe I just grab it all. I only have 2 plant tags and I do not have a wild tag. So, sure. Pets. and aerial, so we're up to 9. And I'm going to let this make Atmo collectors good. If we use it for steel, that's great. If we use it for other things, that's great too. So doing the audit that we normally do, it's like, how much income do we have? We started with 14 TR, so we've got 3 more since the start of the game, plus our 9 income. That is $12 worth of income, plus a steel coming in, so 14, right? Our usual baseline used to be 15 to 20 being a good level of income. So 14 seems low, but we start at -2 because the value of the colonies being in play is so high. And because we have this 3 energy, I'm actually feeling really good about it. Also, if we consider these a duo, a pair, that's at least 2 value of titanium. So all of a sudden our income goes from 14 to 20 if we were to consider this titanium. So I'm feeling pretty good there. We've basically gotten all of the tags at this point. We're missing like Jovian. We're missing science. Somehow we didn't get a science. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not counting this. For some reason I thought there was 12 tags, maybe even 13, but it depends on how many fan expansions you're playing with. So there's at least 11, because I know I have 9, and I don't have a science, and I don't have a Jovian. So let's say that there's 11, and I have 9 out of 11 right now. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, all things considered. Great. So anyway, so audit-wise, our economy's pretty okay. Our plants are way ahead. Our heat is terrible, but we might be able to subsidize it with ammo collectors, and I'm feeling better about it because we have IO. Everything is looking peachy. We have the 3 energy, which looks great. We just don't have a Venus terraforming mechanism, which hurts. And we're really hoping to get more oceans to get our greeneries beside oceans. So there's a lot of things that we're missing, but that's okay. We can still get some decent card draw to keep us in the game. And even if we don't, we have Pluto. So maybe this is a good time to start pulling Venus draws. A science tag, a Venus tag, an Earth tag. I mean, we can grab some of this. We're like an Earth tag away. We're a Venus tag away. But we'll believe. So what do we want to trade with? That's usually the first question every round. 10 heat. We want to do that this turn or next turn. And we could build a colony on it, but I don't really want to do that. This card, we want to do this turn or next turn. Floaters, we don't need to do anymore. Energy, we don't need to do. So this is a good turn for heat. Using our energy. Wait, what? Oh. That gives me this heat bump, which gives me heat income, which we like. I could take heat from here, but I think I'd rather use this for titanium. And that allows me to play imported GHGs quite cheaply, which also gives me the heat. Next turn, we could pull 4 more heat out of it. We're going to be 1 shy, but that's okay. So then Rover for the sake of Rover. We have $16. Maybe I buy the heat bump. I don't know. Or I save money and get like an asteroid mining next turn. Let's save our money. We're not desperate for tempo. We have decent, like I said, decent economy. I should push oxygen though, just 1 step. A science tag that can get us the ocean. A space event. I shouldn't need Meltworks. So restricted area at the bottom. That's enough for a whole greenery, which we like. And we'll buy a card. Market manipulation. Put 1 track down a step to put another track up a step. Interesting. So we want to trade. What do we want to trade with, right? We could have traded with Pluto and put it 1 higher if it wasn't already at max. So when we're doing our rounds here, we can talk about what is the best. For now, I think 4 cards is a pretty good grab. The question is, do we want to build a colony on it? Probably not. There are cards to build colonies. that are more efficient. But, oh, this button for trade and then this button for confirm is a little tricky. So, I mean, these are all fine. None of them are any new tags for us. Ooh, there we go. Interplanetary colony ship. That is a colony if it doesn't, if the implication of the name wasn't enough to suggest that. Where would we build a colony? We could get 2 more cards. We could get a bunch of floaters. Floaters is an interesting decision because it means that we could be getting a lot more card draw from aerial mappers, 1 per turn. And if we trade there, we could pick up a lot of floaters to keep them happy, like to keep this thing charged up. So I think we do that. Let's lean into the floaters. If ever we need more floaters, yeah, we're going to trade with it. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. If ever we need more floaters to like terraform Venus or something, we'll have that option in our back pocket. All right, this is interesting. Getting TR to get the 63 TR goal that we have always. Another ocean doesn't really matter. So sure, let's lose a little bit of income. Let's gain a way of manufacturing TR, and let's get a heat income. And that should get us really close to the heat bump, which we like. Yeah, we need a lot of help on Venus. Prototypes! Yo, this is great. That's helpful. A science tag. I feel like I've played a lot of events. Only 3 with a bunch more to go. No plant tag. That's what I was really hoping for this game. This would also be our 2nd science tag. Do we have any in hand? No. And we're missing an earth tag. Man, this sucks. I want lightning harvest. But it's fine. We'll leave it. So this means I wouldn't need to trade. So let's look at the colonies board. 4 heat. The 5th position is as good as this one gets, a plant income. This one's back down. I think we go and grab the floaters, honestly. We have a card to get floaters, so maybe I shouldn't have bought that card. But Atmo collectors, and then 1 more on aerial mappers. But like that is just a great turn for trading with that particular planet. Jovian Lantern. So this one you spent titanium to get floaters. And the floaters at the end of the game are worth points. And you also get TR and floaters for playing it. Very interesting Jovian card. Strip mine though. It's gotta be strip mine. Lose a TR. Use a floater for 4 heat. That gives us the heat bump. So even though I didn't get my heat income that high this game, I feel like we have lots of ways of getting around it. But yeah, this strip mine is insane value. I won't have enough energy next turn to trade with energy, but I can always use a floater to make energy. So I'm not feeling too bad about it. Perhaps we take an ocean and put it in a blank tile now. Lunar exports, income or plant income, 5 income or plant income. Solar probe is usually very good as well. I don't have enough to really chase this, but if I do, I can get the, I can go for, it's gonna sound crazy. By playing that card, I unlock my Earth tag requirement for Space Hotel, so I can really lean into income this turn. I actually should have gone here for $4. So let's use this to get energy. Then we come down here and we trade. So what? 2 cards, an income for plants, or 6 heat. Maybe we just take our income for plants. It's a pretty understated benefit right now, but I think that it works out for us. I would like it to be lower to get energy income, quite frankly, but One step at a time. So that means, again, if I want to lean into the stuff here, I can get 5 money income, which is like, if you think of this as a quarter of a greenery, $5 is also a quarter of a greenery. It's a little bit worse, but it's more flexible. So let's take that. Obviously, with breakpoints, things change, but that's fine. I wonder, I was wondering if we could have put down this so we would have ended up getting an energy instead of a something else, but I don't think that's how that would have worked. So everything's even. The government needs to help us with Venus because it is terribly, terribly, terribly behind. We really do need help there. Atmos Scoop, very helpful. Mars University, helpful. I don't know that we need lava flows. It is a placement that can go anywhere. So, sure. Buy a card. Get a card. Trash my energy. Rotator impactor. Well, let me play the Mars University. That gives us card cycling rather. And we know we don't want toll stations because that doesn't work in solo. Now this is a wild tag, which unlocks my ability to go after nitrogen-rich asteroid. For a second, though, I need to go and grab energy again so that I can trade. We have +1, so, or not +1, we have a colony here, so we can get 3 floaters for effectively the cost of 1 floater, or we can get an energy. I think we have to take a moment to refill our floaters. So 2 on Atmo, 1 on Aerial. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because if I played Lava Flows, for instance, I could put it here and get $4 back worth of placement. Oh, I should have market manipulated for another floater, right? I think we got 2. We could have pushed it to 3. It would have been worth $1 to get another floater. Yikes. I want you. So let's just make that happen. Let's just not worry about it so much. We got a wild tag. Atmo. Nitrogen rich. Double check before clicking this card every time because I've messed it up enough times. 2 plant tags plus 1 wild equals 3. And now we have 8 incomes. And honestly, that's the second wild tag, so sure. So we only have a couple generations left to do the rest of the terraforming, which is really bad. We need to start trading for heat. Deep well heating will help. So heat bump here. We can draw some cards. We do want energy income because it's been giving us TR. Red Spot Observatory, another good science Jovian thing. And if I really need to push Venus, I could Atmos Scoop now. This for 3 energy. And then this is 13 if I push it 1 more. So, sure. Let's market manipulate. This one goes up, and then this one goes down. And then we can trade. And then we trade there. And that's 2 heat bumps. This greenery gives us a heat bump. Lava flows, and all of a sudden, the heat is incredible in terms of it being completed, and I don't need to worry about heat at all. Just had to trade with the colony to make it feel better. I do need more energy though, so well, now I'm wondering how greedy I want to be. Do I want to play a field cap city because it gives me a bunch of plants and more points? I do have rovers and pets, but not meat industry. So like field cap city here is really good. Decomposers, extremophiles, looking at you. Deep well heating, Atmos scoop, looking at you. It's probably best to get the Atmos scoop because that allows it to push through this card draw. Right? And now I can have the government do things for us. Urban decomposers, don't mind that. Yeah, we have so many things that are like available to us, but I don't know. 2 generations to do like all of the Venus track, and we never got a floater synergy to go with it. Is quite painful. Not to mention we still need a lot of plants. Cryo sleep. This makes it so it's only 2 energy to fly, or 2 titanium. Solar reflectors, all this stuff would have been nice. I think we take the windmills and the comet though. And we can go for some card draw first. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to consider here. Colonies. Energy income isn't that good. Floaters are okay. 3 more cards is probably worth pushing for. Or I could get a heat bump this turn and give up on trading. Just by using this. You know what? Maybe I do that. I use this for the 4 heat. That's a heat bump. Then we come around and we use deep well heating. That's an ocean. Then we come around and play towing a comet. That makes a lovely double green readjacency spot. While we're here, we don't have 1-point animals, so imported hydrogen for the ocean seems feasible. It was very, like, reasonably weird not to. And we take it for the plants. Gets us a card draw over here and access to another double ocean spot. Floater prototypes comes with a card cycle because it has a science tag. Lots of like little bonuses are happening here. Gyropolis, I mean, it costs a lot of energy. Can't imagine it being all that worth it, but what's we need so much Venus, yeah? Like, somebody explained to me, like, we just have to sponsor academies then. We have to give up a card that lets us draw 3 cards. And we get a card cycle. So we don't need oxygen. Yeah, we are not getting we are not getting cards that are going to help us with Venus, are we? It's just not that game for us. Damn. I want my decomposers. I want my extremophiles, and I want them to help each other. I want to get my TR for free. And this would even get me 2 more microbes, which I guess is like part of a point. But like, yeah. I'm just given all these like Jovian things. Like, I don't need Jovians. A research outpost would have been nice. I have rovers. I have, you know, money back. I got pets. Like, there's a lot of things that we would have liked to have the research outpost for. But instead, let's look at a card. Can't play that. Come on, game. There's so much value in here. We have the 2 greeneries basically for free. If I get 1 more plant income, it's locked in. If not, I can go for imported nutrients and lock it in. This is like a point of microbes, which is nice to play. It's a point. It's a 1/8 of a greenery. It gets you on the break point. This would also be a point in a greenery, but it's more expensive. Let's just play this. Decomposers. Right, so 2 points on decomposers now. And then the government's going to push Venus. And then we're going to find like 7 Venus bumps in this draft that we can play. Sky Docks, 2 Earth tags, -1 on everything, gives you a 2nd fleet. Incredible value on Sky Docks. Gotta say, we all love a good Sky Docks. The problem is, the colonies do not have enough of the things I need. This is only 4 heat, a plant income, 3 micro or floaters is fine. It could be 4 cards. I think that we need 4 cards, but I don't need 2 fleets. Is the thing. And this is all just income in cities that are unplayable. So we just say no to the whole draft. Then we draw cards. We have 2 floaters on that we don't need. I mean, greenhouses is nice, to be fair. But I already have enough plants, so it doesn't matter. Warp drive, look at this. Incredible. 4 discount on space with 2 points on it. Incredible. We have to let that go because we've got into the end of the game and we don't have it. So now we grab our 3 energy and we basically get another round of drafted cards, right? Because we got 4 cards in the draft, then 3 pickups just now, and then 4 more cards here. So we've got 3 drafts worth of grabs. Yeah, I'd say about that. So we can certainly finish the oxygen, is what we've learned here. If I put this greenery down here, which I will, sure, we get a heat bump, which is fine. None of these are science, right? I mean, there is technically a science card. For 3 steel, would I really play you? Fine. What do we got? Give me a card, any card. Income and a mine. Man, this game has a sense of humor. We buy the ocean and put it here. 3 adjacencies and 1 more card. And we never got a Venus thing. Damn. Venus bump gives us 2 bumps. We are now at 60 TR. I noticed bribe committee, so I'm probably gonna play that. Not gonna lie. Yeah. I also want Ganymede. Ganymede colony into greenhouses would be nice. And then maybe just play Heather while you're at it. If I'm gonna play that, then sure, I'll take this mine. Ooh, $4 back here. And a steal. $4. Look, bribe committee. Greenhouse. No. First Ganymede. Then greenhouses. Well, look, to get 63 TR, I can't actually do it with greeneries. I have to buy a Venus bump or a heat bump. Lame. So let's sell everything that let's do a nothing here. Could I spend $13? Yes, I could. So decomposers going up to a break point. That was 2 points worth of microbes. Plus I can put this greenery here, which kind of sucks because it's not beside a city, but it does give me enough to bump a heat pump. So no, did we terraform the whole planet? No, we definitely failed the main goal of this game. Terraforming Mars, terraforming who? Never heard of them. But we did play with colonies. We had a good time getting our income high. We got completely wrecked in terms of luck to get Venus bumps. We picked up everything that possibly could have pushed Venus. But there's 3 kind of win conditions that we go for. At least 3 things that we do to make ourselves feel good. We want to get a full terraform, which we did not do today. We are way 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps away. We are horrendously behind. I thought the heat might be okay. It was not okay. It was very bad. We did not get production early for those terraforming metrics. But the second thing we go for is 63 TR, the alternative win condition. We like to get both, but hey, if we can't get one, at least let's get the other. And then finally, to be considered a really good run, we try and get 100 points as well. Unfortunately, this is a 1 out of 3. But honestly, at least it wasn't a none out of 3 for our first game on the Colonies expansion. So I hope you enjoyed. I sure did. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.